Vegeta was used by Babidi in order to revive Buu, with Goku and Gohan being able to defeat him using fusion. But it left Vegeta embarrassed, realizing how far behind he truly was. Where does he go from here? We'll be covering all that and more in this fourth part of What If Vegeta Stayed Evil. Immediately following the experience with Goku and Gohan, Vegeta has no clue of what to do. He returns to his army, but that's still on his mind. Well, the obvious next best step is to keep training, but he has been training. He might have just not been taking it seriously enough. He comes to realize he got complacent. He's capable of anything he wants to do, but he simply thought he was already where he needed to be. He can't believe Kakarot and his son got that far ahead. He lost focus. He thought Kakarot wasn't even a threat anymore, but now that's changed. Kakarot is stronger than him, and so is Gohan for that matter. That humiliation won't stand. Vegeta has to rectify this. He'll become the strongest again, and he's not going to lose sight of Kakarot. He's actually going to go back and fight him. He'll get strong enough to face Kakarot and even kill him in the process. Kakarot didn't even try to fight him, like he wasn't worth his time. Vegeta takes this as a massive insult. In multiple ways, it's a huge blow to his ego. But this is where that ends. Vegeta will become the strongest again, and no one will be able to stand up to him. Well, except the God of Destruction, because soon enough, Beerus awakens. He did have a dream about some sort of Super Saiyan God, but he doesn't really know where to go for this, because there's Vegeta out in space, which Whis tells him about, and then there's another Saiyan on Earth as well as his two hybrid Saiyan sons. From what he knows, Goku's the stronger one. According to Whis, Vegeta was the one to defeat Frieza, but Goku then defeated Majin Buu. It was with fusion, but still, he was the one to defeat him there, and he became stronger than Vegeta in the process. Otherwise, there hasn't been much activity recently. So, Beerus first goes to Earth, and for the first time he meets Goku and Gohan. Both are pretty powerful, at least from mortal standards, but when he fights Goku, he's really unimpressed, and same goes for Gohan. There's not really too much to say about them. They're strong as mortals, but not anywhere near gods. There's no way either of them is his rival. We'll also say that Beerus comes to Earth around the same time that he normally did, and he shows up at Bulma's party. The good thing is there's no Buu here, so he gets to have all the food he wants. So he's in a decent mood, but he didn't really get what he wants either because he doesn't know anything about the Super Saiyan God. Well, Goku remembers something interesting, and it's kind of a long shot, but he decides to pursue it. When he first unlocked Super Saiyan, he knew nothing about it, but when he went to Namek later, for some reason Mori knew about the legends, like it was written down somewhere. So maybe on Namek they'll know something about it. They don't even need Shenron or anything. Goku says he'll be right back, although Beerus and Whis say they want to come along, so he brings them with him, finding Namek and teleporting there. Of course, the Namekians are pretty surprised to see Beerus here. Well, that's a good sign. They know about him, whereas no one on Earth knew about him. And Goku simply asked Mori, does he know anything about the Super Saiyan God? And yeah, he actually does. He was hoping Goku would ask about that, because when he first came here and learned about Super Saiyan, Mori also learned about the Super Saiyan God from the Namekian Book of Legends. And they learn everything the book has to say. Apparently the Super Saiyan God could be created through a ritual, although there's definitely not enough Saiyans here for that. Even if they got Vegeta as part of it somehow, which won't happen because he's evil here, and he's not going to help regardless, they still wouldn't have enough Saiyans. They would only have 4. There are Tarble and Broly out there, but they don't know about either of them. So as far as Goku knows, they're just him, Gohan, and Goten. Also Pan too, technically, but even if they knew about her, still, that's just 4 Saiyans. Vegeta probably wouldn't even be compatible with it. Basically, this means there's probably no way to perform the ritual. But Goku thinks there might be some sort of other way. He has no basis for this, but he thinks he could just do this through training. Anything is possible if he puts his mind to it. He doesn't know much about the Super Saiyan God form. I mean, he just learned about it after all. But he believes with the right mindset and the right training, he will be able to obtain it, even without the ritual. So he simply asks Beerus and Whis, can he train under one of them? Of course, it would end up being Whis that trains him, but Beerus accepts. As long as Goku brings some great food from Earth, yeah, he'll allow it, because it means he could get his rival that he wanted. This mortal does seem dedicated, and again, he is strong by mortal standards, so maybe there is potential there. He doesn't have any godly ki though, which could be part of the issue. Maybe that's all he needs, just a small thing to jumpstart him, and the best way to get that is to train under Whis. Gohan doesn't end up coming along, but he'll be on Earth and he'll still be training. In terms of raw power, right now Gohan is actually the stronger one. Of course, Goku's the better fighter overall, but when it comes to raw strength, Gohan is ahead at the moment. But that doesn't matter to Beerus. He brings Goku along, and Goku begins his training under Whis. But out of curiosity, Beerus does check on something. He wants to see what Vegeta's up to because, well, he's been out there this entire time, and he's a Saiyan that still acts like a normal Saiyan. Goku's an exception, while Vegeta's the rule, figuratively and literally in a sense. On Beerus' planet, Whis puts Goku into his staff for a little bit just to see if he could train with godly ki, and for a few minutes the two of them leave, finding Vegeta out in space. Vegeta's still evil, and after all his training he's grown, but he's only about as strong as Goku is at the moment, which is great, but he needs to get even stronger. He wants to be comfortably ahead. Now, considering the fact that he had such a huge gap in power with Goku and unlocked Super Saiyan so much later on, this is huge. But again, he's kind of running into the same issues as before. He could train his heart out. As an immortal person, nothing is off limit to him. It's grueling, but he could train 24/7 if he wanted to. It'll deprive him of sleep, but all he has to do is just blow up his brain and then he'll be fine. Also, exploiting Zenkais is still pretty hard for the same reasons as before, because after a certain point it's just overusing it, and there's not anyone to exploit it against anyways. Even when dropping his guard, it's kind of hard for his soldiers to do enough damage to him to actually warrant a Zenkai boost. But then he receives something that's kind of a blessing in disguise. Beerus shows up. Vegeta's immediately kind of fearful, but then he realizes he has nothing to fear. He's immortal. Even though Beerus is a god of destruction, it makes Vegeta wonder if he could even do anything against him. Beerus doesn't really like how Vegeta's acting here. First of all, he's going around destroying planets still. He's doing exactly what Frieza did. He's a nuisance. On top of that, he wished for immortality. Now, it was done as a last-ditch effort, but still, he thinks he's above everyone else. Worst of all, he thinks he's above Beerus, and he asks Vegeta to fight him. So, Vegeta does exactly that. He can't do anything against Beerus. At his full power, he's nothing to Beerus. But Beerus is curious about something. So, Vegeta's immortal, and his Hakais can't kill immortals, which is great for Vegeta to hear, so even Beerus can't kill him. Although, he kind of wants to try something here. This will be a perfect motivator for Goku, and it's also a nice process for him to test out. Beerus charges a ball of destructive energy, and then he traps Vegeta in, attempting to Hakai him. Of course, this doesn't work. As a mortal, he can't be killed by this, but his body is destroyed and constantly regenerates from it, and in a way, this actually does exploit Zenkais for him. On a cellular level, he's completely erased, but his body then comes back. This is more effective than anything else anyone has done to him. Honestly, Beerus tried this as a demonstration of his power and just a test to see what had happened against an immortal. But also part of him was curious if Vegeta would grow from this, because if Vegeta's out there, that could always serve as a motivator for Goku. He still thinks Goku's going to end up being his rival. He doesn't think it will ever be Vegeta. Also, part of him did want to actually get rid of Vegeta because he's a nuisance, but hey, if it doesn't work, that's fine. He could always seal Vegeta later on if he wants, not even knowing that Goku has the same thing in mind. So, he releases Vegeta from the energy. The Hakai doesn't work. But Vegeta does grow from this, which really interests Beerus. So, he's definitely no candidate for the next God of Destruction, and he's definitely not going to be Beerus' rival either. He's far too much of a loose cannon. But maybe it's a good thing to leave Vegeta out here, just to see what Goku's capable of. In a way, he just inadvertently powered up Vegeta a little bit. A big reason that Beerus is doing this is because, well, he didn't get to see the Super Saiyan God. Goku's going to be training for that, and they don't even know if it's possible for him to obtain the form that way. The best thing to do is give Goku some sort of extra motivation. Beerus is there as motivation himself, but this would be even better, having another opponent that's stronger than him, especially someone he already has ties to. Well, he's done with that. Vegeta doesn't interest him at all, so Beerus ends up leaving. And leaves Vegeta in a really weird state because he just got embarrassed again, but it was by Beerus this time, so it's a little bit different. That's kind of expected after all. No one's able to beat Beerus. But Vegeta is also now much stronger than before, and he learns the true extent of his immortality. It's kind of crazy to think that even Beerus can't destroy him like that. He truly must be infallible, and that Hakai was so effective on him, constantly destroying his body and causing it to regenerate. Even with the diminishing returns on Zenkais, that was the best thing that could ever happen to him. It was a very efficient way of doing it. So Vegeta grew from that, but he can't really just exploit that again because Beerus is gone now, and there's no reason Beerus is going to do that again. He considers it a nice gift from Beerus, because Beerus also did ask Vegeta about the Super Saiyan God just in case, and Vegeta of course knew nothing about it, just knowing that he was a Super Saiyan, actually beyond that by now. But he wonders why Beerus is asking around about that. Maybe he's met Kakarot already, and maybe he's asking him about that. Well, if there's some sort of other Super Saiyan power out there, Vegeta will find a way to obtain it. Plus, if Kakarot knows about it too, that's all the more reason for him to keep persisting. So Vegeta goes back to his normal routine. A couple months go by. Goku continues training under Whis, and he uses Whis' staff to actually get some godly ki. Training in there is pretty great, but by now it's only been about 3 months, so he hasn't seen a huge amount of progress. Although there is godly ki within him now, and he has grown still. But he's still not at a level in which he could actually rival Beerus. He did unlock Super Saiyan 3 in the meantime, although that form's not really great for him, especially because in the living world he can't really use it too effectively. So he did go beyond his current level in some way, but it's still not enough for Beerus. He's growing though, that's the only thing that counts. And Beerus mentions something too. He advises Goku that he should grow much quicker. Even though it's easier said than done, he has to remember that Vegeta's still out there, and Vegeta's growing much stronger. He actually did get to speak with Vegeta. Now, he doesn't say exactly what happened there, but he knows Vegeta's growing stronger and stronger. Every second that passes, he's growing. And anytime Goku wavers or anything, well, Vegeta's just getting ahead. And he knows Vegeta's immortal as well, on top of the fact that Goku wants to find some other way to defeat him besides just sealing him. So if Goku truly wants to be the victor in that fight and find a way to defeat Vegeta, Beerus suggests he goes beyond his limits as soon as possible. Again, easier said than done, but the message gets through to Goku. And this actually works, exactly what Beerus wanted. It becomes a good motivator for him. Although, not too long after Beerus actually tells Goku about this, Vegeta decides to make a move. After his own encounter with Beerus, he grew a lot stronger. Significantly stronger. He was multiple times stronger than before. Just that one encounter alone was able to push him so far. And with constant training after the fact, as well as trying to find new ways to exploit Zenkais even with the diminishing returns, Vegeta was able to figure out something new. Besides just growing stronger in general, he figured out a way to go beyond Super Saiyan 2 even, getting Super Saiyan 3 for himself. In long fights this won't really be too effective because of the ki drain, but he comes to see that in short bursts it could be pretty effective. It still is really powerful after all. And by now he feels like he's more than strong enough to attack. Besides, the longer he delays, the stronger Kakarot can grow. Plus, he still has his ultimate technique, the final explosion. It's significantly stronger than anything else he uses. It's incredibly potent, and it's not a great way to win a battle, but if Kakarot really did get that far ahead, he could just utilize that. It's pretty draining in terms of ki and stamina, which his immortality won't really counter, but in terms of raw strength, it is a really great technique to use. All that's to say is that right now, Vegeta feels ready to attack. He has no other choice. He should attack now. So, he goes out to Earth. His army doesn't come along with him because he thinks that's pointless. They're just going to be fodder, getting in the way of everything. They can manage the duties of his empire while he's gone, and Vegeta's just going to handle this alone. So for the first time in many years, Vegeta heads back towards Earth. As he gets closer, the warriors on Earth can sense him, of course, and one in particular is ready to face him, Gohan. It's good that he stayed back on Earth because, besides the fact that he wanted to stay for his family, Earth did need someone strong to stay there while Goku was gone. He didn't expect Vegeta to come back right now, but he does feel prepared. Gohan has been training consistently. One big change in the scenario is that Goku has constantly trained Gohan. Of course, he did have his own personal life, especially with studying and such, but Gohan's much stronger, and he's a much better fighter than normal. Point being, he's ready to face Vegeta. Not to mention, they still have the Mafuba, and Vegeta knows nothing about that, so in case they actually do need that, they could still use it. Vegeta lands on Earth, and Gohan's there to face him. Just him, nobody else. Vegeta's a bit confused. He expected Kakarot to be here, but Gohan says that he's not on the planet right now, and it makes Vegeta wonder where he could possibly be. Well, it probably doesn't matter. Nothing Kakarot does will be capable of stopping Vegeta. Even if he became immortal himself, that wouldn't work. That would just even the playing field, if anything. And that's the exact reason he believes Gohan can't do anything either. Gohan also believes that Goku's going to show up soon enough. Again, he still does have the Mafuba if he really needs to use it, but right now he's just thinking that he needs to buy time, which shouldn't be a problem. He powers up to Super Saiyan 2, ready to fight Vegeta. Given his potential as a hybrid Saiyan, Gohan has grown a ton, but as a Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta's equal to him right now. Which doesn't really sound like a lot, but it's saying a lot. I mean, we've all seen how Gohan grows. Well, that's kind of to be expected. He knew that Vegeta would have Super Saiyan 2 by now, but it's interesting to see that he's grown this strong. And from what Vegeta knows, Gohan does have greater potential than Goku after all. As a hybrid Saiyan, that's just how it is. So this is a good sign for Vegeta. If he's beating Gohan, he'll be able to beat Kakarot. Especially because he's not even using his full power yet. At one point during the battle, he powers up into Super Saiyan 3, which is really unexpected for Gohan. Not because he's not seen this before, he actually got to see Goku use this once, which also tells Vegeta that Kakarot has this form. The thing that surprises him is the fact that Vegeta has it, and it catches him off guard, allowing Vegeta to get the upper hand, and even though it's for a brief moment, he's much stronger than Gohan, allowing him to win this battle. But Gohan did exactly what he needed to. He bought enough time for Goku to come back, because right around the time he's defeated, Goku teleports in, staring down Vegeta. After all this time, they're finally going to have their rematch. And with that, we'll leave off here for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help with the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.